So it's right around 5:45 p.m. on Tuesday, September 19th. And I've made a few videos recently about how my sink keeps clogging up with other people's food remnants. And other people's food comes up from this drain and starts clogging the drain so that the sink doesn't drain. And I don't cook with vegetables. I don't cook at all, really. Over the last 5 days, I've basically ordered pizza from Domino's 3 times and have eaten the leftovers for the next day or so. So just now, about 5 minutes ago, the sink completely clogged up with a bunch of food that was coming up from this drain that is not my food, and that I've managed to pull out a few items right here. It looks like some beans and pasta. I mean, it's kind of gross, but I'm a scientist, so I'm into evidence, scientific evidence. So right here we have what looks like a piece of pasta, and these look like some chewed up bean remnants. So pasta and beans. I don't eat pasta. I haven't had pasta in about 2 weeks, and I don't eat beans. And again, over the last 5 days, all I've had are pizza and brownies. And this is pretty much the only thing I've had today is like a brownie and a half and one slice of pizza. And I keep them in Tupperware containers with snap lids so that they don't end up falling into the sink. So when items that I've never seen before that I do not eat, that are not part of anything that I've eaten over the last like 4 or 5 days, suddenly start washing up from this drain and clogging my sink and causing the sink to fill up with water, then I have a concern about the integrity of the plumbing system in this building and why this keeps happening. Why do other people's food remnants, things that you can notice that are like that's a bean right there. That right there is a bean, and that right there is a piece of pasta. Again, I don't eat beans at all. They make me sick. And I haven't eaten pasta in about 2 weeks. So this is not 2-week-old pasta. It would be completely disintegrated and moldy and rotting if it was. This is stuff that just ended up in this drain. I'm not sure where it's coming from because, as far as I know, my sink is not connected to anybody else's sink. But maybe I'm wrong. I mean, obviously it is connected to somebody else's sink. And that's why somebody else's food remnants keep popping up from this drain. And this has been going on for years. A few weeks ago, a bunch of potato scraps and remnants started coming up from this drain. So I pulled them out, and it was like potato peelings and potato chunks. I don't eat potatoes, and I certainly don't chop them up and peel them myself. The only form of potatoes I eat are French fries from like McDonald's. So when other people's food that is nothing that I eat ever suddenly starts showing up in this drain and in forms that are still easily identifiable, then I have a concern again about the integrity of the plumbing in this building. Why does the water that comes out of this tap smell like sewage, like literally like shit water? Sometimes it also smells like fish and like Parmesan cheese. And that happens when I'm running the hot and cold water at the same time. It doesn't usually happen when I'm running only the cold water. And then other people's food comes up from this drain. So again, the only things I've eaten today are one slice of pizza from a Tupperware container. I didn't put the pizza anywhere around the sink where it would have fallen. It's also not bean pizza or pasta pizza. So the only toppings I have on my pizza are ham and cheese. And this is a brownie. So that's all I've had to eat today. This is not my food right here. And again, this is part of a chunk of food from somebody else's sink or from somebody else's kitchen that just literally came up from this drain, started floating around and clogging this drain so that the sink was filling with water while I was trying to run the water to wash my own dishes. So other people's food keeps showing up in this drain, keeps like literally coming up from the drain from other people's sinks. It's never food that I eat. I don't eat beans. I haven't eaten pasta in 2 weeks. I don't eat potato peelings. I don't eat potato chunks. And about 2 weeks ago, somebody else's potato chunks and potato peelings also started literally washing up from this drain and clogging the sink. And this is a concern. It means that my sink is somehow connected to somebody else's waste or drainage waste. And somebody else's drainage waste is showing up in my water or in my sink. That is a serious health and safety concern. And this is not the first video I've had to make about how chunks of other people's food or food remnants from other sinks seem to be washing up through my drain, or maybe it's coming out of the tap. I don't know. There's no washer on the tap. I mean, I could literally stick my finger all the way. So maybe it's coming through the tap, but the tap water stinks like sewage on a regular basis. That's why I have to keep going down the hall to brush my teeth, because the water from the common bathroom tap is perfectly safe to use. It never smells like sewage or like fish, but the water that comes out of this tap smells like sewage and like fish. And other people's food keeps showing up in this drain and literally coming up from the drain and filling my drain area and clogging the sink. And when I pull out what's clogging the drain, it's always somebody else's food, and it's food that I don't eat and don't prepare and have never seen before.